also, guys, talk if you would about the lifestyle areas that each of you have put so much time and effort into. I think it's really important that people know how much you've all put into this individually and together as a band. So, if I can start with you, James.
All right. Yeah, as far as how this came together, I think we had... Big mix here. Our sound man is here. Okay. No offense. I guess we've been thinking about this for a while and kind of toying with the idea. We've been doing festivals for 30 years and we kind of know what we like and don't like and been all over the world doing them, and we've seen what other people have tried to do and wanted to do it better. And you know, it just seems like most of the time you're either doing one style of music or it's all kind of crazy, different styles. So we wanted to get something kind of somewhere in the middle, where you've got the different stages that have a little bit different stuff to offer. And as far as the lifestyle stuff for me is, you know, cars, engines, grease, noise, bikes, stuff like that. People think my hearing is gone because of music, but it's probably because of cars. But, you know, we're going to chop a car over there so people will be able to see what I'm into as far as customizing cars, what goes into that, what craftsmen are out there, and you know, what does it actually look like with the car in pieces and what it's going to look like at the end, how you actually put that together. And you know, people have driven their own cars, and we have friends and other bands that have given us their cars for the show, and hopefully people get to see a, you know, from, there's your car, Kirk, right there, going in. There's Kirk's car, black car right there.
Who's driving it?
It just ran over some kid.
It's what? Quite old, really.
Oh man.
It's quite old.
Yeah, who's
all right, festival's off. Sorry.
Who's driving it off the property?
My car.
Anyway, you know, get to see some cars, and hopefully there'll be some noise, some dragsters, some big cars making some big noise and rivaling some of the other stages. So there you go.
So while James is doing that, I think Rob, you will be doing.
Well, I'll probably be eating some food backstage. Just kidding, by the way. No, basically for me, having this festival so close to the ocean is really special. There are not very many festivals like this that you actually have by a beach and a body of water. So for me, that's great. I thought it'd be really interesting to incorporate a half pipe, some skateboarding. I know James and I grew up around the skate culture down in SoCal, and having those guys skating here, some of the top skaters in the world from the Vans team, is really exciting to me. There'll be a little bit of music at the Vans tent, and as you know, I mean, we have music everywhere, and that's another beautiful thing. It's like every corner of this festival, you got something going on sonically. Like James said, he's got the car engines blasting, and you know, and you've got various stages around. So this is exciting, and for us, it's kind of a bit more casual. It's kind of more of a hang than anything, and I like that as well, because you get caught up in certain festivals or shows, especially with us, and we can't really get out there and communicate so well. We do the best we can, but in this situation, yeah, I think we hope that it'll be a little easier. And yeah, so for me, I'm excited about the water being so close and being with all our friends.
That's a great point. It's a way of people really getting to know you guys better through your various lifestyle areas. It's excellent. So we have horror.
Yes, we have Kirk's,
We have horror.
We have Kirk's Crypt, which is my lifestyle tent. And what it is it's basically a tent filled with a bunch of horror pieces from my vast horror collection. And we're also gonna have a makeup artist doing up people as zombies. We're gonna have reproductions of horror movie posters. We're gonna have a little a viewing area that has some artwork that some of my friends who are artists are going to be displaying, and also my car is going to be there, and also a part of the tent is going to have a little section for my book that's coming out in October called Too Much Horror Business on Neighbor Books. Get it on Amazon. Just kidding.
Great
I want a
stuff.
copy.
That's great stuff.
And yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun if you're into. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun if you're into horror movies or monsters or zombies or whatever. You can go in there and get lost and get scared as much as you want. And also, with Rob's tent, there's also not only is there a skate thing, but there's also going to be a Billabong surf thing, which Rob and I are going to be part of on Sunday. We're going to go out to the beach with a bunch of people, and there's going to be a bunch of pro surfers there surfing. There's going to be a contest, and at one point, Rob and I are going to do some toe-ins on really small waves like this on jet skis.
But we're gonna blast like 20-foot airs.
Yeah, we're totally like
Rodeo flips,
360s.
yeah,
just
360 backside aerials.
Yeah.
We've never seen anything like it. Kirk and I, we go tandem too.
Yeah.
Like he jumps over me, I jump over him.
and then we jump holding hands.
we high five each other. It's great.
Yeah.
Is there a hoop of fire? Sorry.
No, there's zombies chasing us.
Yeah, there's a couple of zombies.
Anyway,
But if I can also
that's
now,
the Billabong surf and lifestyle tent, I believe it's called.
and then Lars, we have the silver
I
screen.
have a movie tent where I'm going to be showing movies of Kirk and Rob surfing. And of James's cars. I'm going to sit in there, it's air conditioned and it's nice and chill and it's relaxing. Now I have a movie tent. My thing, as some of you may know, is I'm kind of infatuated with film and the whole film world, and that's my escape and my passion. And so I'm showing a few films that relate to Metallica and a few films that, you know, there's a friend of mine who runs the California Film Institute out in Marin, up in Northern California where we live, and he asked me to come over and show films occasionally and kind of do Q&As and at the House of Air. Have you been? If you borrow one of these, you can go. It's very cool. It's in San Francisco. Take your kids.
I will.
Fun. We'll bring one here next year. But so the California Film Institute, they asked me to come over and show crazy films that inspire me that nobody on this planet have seen, and then we do little Q&As and talk about them, and a couple of hundred members of the Met Club show up and cheer me on and sit and watch these films with me, and I love showing crazy nutty films, and that's kind of what I'm going to be doing over in that tent over there. It's air conditioned and very chill, casual. There'll be hopefully no water in there and no loud noises. But that's kind of my thing, and that's what I'm going to be doing the next 2 days.
Great. If we can throw it open now to you guys and gals and questions you've got. I'll do a bit of a pointer, and you know there'll be a mic that will reach you, and fire away. I saw your hand go up first, sir. Yep. It was you. Yeah, in the front. That's okay.
Yep.
First, 1, 2.
Why
I'll get
did
you second.
Why did you guys choose Atlantic City for this site? It's your only North American performance. Why choose this place?
Good weather. Awesome weather.
Nice people.
The beach. It's close to a beach, so Rob and Kirk can surf. No, it's, you know, we did a thing out in San Francisco in December, a Fillmore thing. A lot of members of our fan club, or basically for only members of our fan club, and I think increasingly, you know, with members of our fan club, we want to, you know, we try to do these special events and position them in places that are easy for our fans from all over the world to travel to. So obviously East Coast, obviously near, you know, DC, Philly, New York, Boston, Toronto, so on, but obviously you can have a lot of Europeans come over, and you can have a lot of people from the West Coast come here. It's easy, accessible. It's not, you know, sort of, we played festivals in the past that are, you know, 10 miles down a 2-lane dirt road on a farm, that type of thing. So we've done that experience, and we've heard the complaints, so we wanted to try to put something together in a place with a bit of infrastructure. And you know, running water, and not just natural electricity, but also real electricity. So it's this seemed like a great place, and there was a show here last year, and there was a show here last weekend, so so it has a little bit of an existing infrastructure, so we're psyched to be here.
Right, we've got this chap in the front here.
Hey, how you guys doing? Rich Lindsay from MetalSwag.com. With so many albums in Metallica's discography, how did you guys decide on performing Ride the Lightning and the Black Album? I mean, I love those records, but you guys could have went with Kill 'Em All or Master of Puppets or any other combination. How did you guys come down and get that down to pick that?
Because you don't like them. No. No. You did mention a few others that are awesome as well. We did Master of Puppets on the anniversary tour, that was 4 years ago? Whenever it came out, I'm not good at math, but anyway, 20-year anniversary. The Black Album tour, Black Album, playing the Black Album in its entirety. We've just been doing that over in Europe. It's 20-year anniversary. And yeah, I guess Ride the Lightning was the other one that we just keep hearing people wanting to hear in its entirety. So, there you go.
There we go,
Hope you
matey.
dig it.
Yeah. Hi, over here, Darren Davis from Artisan News. I just wanted to ask what the biggest challenge was in revisiting Ride the Lightning.
Has there been a challenge?
There hasn't been too many big challenges I could see.
It's just, it's trying to figure out, just with any of these types of things, the first time you do them in their entirety, it's just try to figure out how to sequence it, how to, you put a little kind of a visual thing together at the front, you try to figure out the way to present it in its best way without being too dramatic or too, cheesy or too self-obsessed or too, backpatting, so it's, a lot of the songs on Ride the Lightning, we obviously have been live staples over the last few decades. So it has probably between Puppets, which we did 6 years ago, and the Black Album, which we just did, Ride the Lightning may be the easiest one. What we do a lot in Metallica over the years is we kind of change our songs around because we get bored with endings or middle parts or challenge ourselves to come up with different ways. So when we did Puppets back in the day, we kind of played the album as it was, and it was kind of weird to go back and relearn some of the parts we'd taken out. For the Black Album, it was a little challenging to figure out a couple of those songs, like The Struggle Within and so on, that we'd never played before. But with Ride the Lightning, we just rehearsed it over there for about a half an hour. And so far, that's hasn't been too problematic, but ask me again about 28 hours from now, I'll see if I'll give you a different answer.
Great, so the chap, I was going to say with a camera and a tripod, he's in the very front, and he's going to stand up and turn and look and...
Hey guys, Matt Fisher from therockrevival.com.
Howdy.
You guys have had, hey, how you doing? You guys have had an extensive career, headlined the biggest festivals in the world, done the drill over and over, but what is the energy like with this one, knowing that it's something that you yourselves have fostered?
Very scary. Hope that people will show up, kind of the thing. I mean, at the end of the day, the cars, the scary house, all the other stuff, that is, accessory items, At the end of the day, it's about the music. People come to a festival for the hang, for the music, hang with their friends, and soak up, hopefully, some different style of music. I think what we've got is, we've got the best of different kinds of music, There's, quite a few bands on the bill that I'm not a big fan of, but I respect the fact that they're good at what they do. And opening the door for someone who might enjoy that is part of it as well. And, we try not to get too caught up in the, oh my God, I Google alerted my name and all the crap came up about this and that and, all the haters that are out there. There's plenty of that if you want it. But I think we're going to keep, walking forward with the positive mission involved. All the bands that are on this bill, we're proud to have here and want them to have fun and to people to enjoy them. There's a lot of, especially the metal bands, that need the exposure. We think they're good and they need the exposure, and we're kind of doing our best to get them out in front of people. We've been blessed over the 30 years to have built up an amazing family, and we'd like to share some of our family with some of these other bands.
Next up.
Hi, Sebastian from Chile. There is a chance to bring
Pop
this
the mic just a little
festival.
closer to
There is a chance to bring this festival to another country or maybe South America.
Chile, here we come. All you got to do is invite us, and then we show up. It's that simple.
We'll be there.
I think, right, let's have that conversation on Monday. let's just get through this. It's you know, we're increasingly, you know, we sort of find ourselves in positions that we're not too we like to challenge ourselves and put ourselves into situations where it's unknown, and so a lot of that stuff is a lot of fun. It's obviously also a little daring, and we're not really sure what's going to happen, like James was hinting at. So let's have that conversation about, you know, next year and other countries. Let's just get through the next 72 hours and see what the vibe is. We feel good about what's going on. It's exciting and it's fun, but it's also nerve-wracking as fuck, obviously, to kind of be the hosts and be ultimately the ones responsible for this whole fucking thing. So let's talk about next year and all that shit next week. Take it a day at a time here.
Yeah, along with just the idea of, hey, we're Metallica, let's do a festival. Sounds like a good idea, but all of the other stuff that goes along with it, the, you know, the business side, the safety side, all of that is not something that we've signed up for when we started playing in the garage. We know that, but we've got the best people, hopefully, who know how to do that, and the idea is to have everyone have a crazy time, but safe. We don't want anyone getting, you know, really injured here or putting a bad mark on anyone's life because of this.
I was just wondering, with, you know, you were talking about the different things that you've been doing, like with the cars and everything like that. Which bands are each of you most excited to see? Like, which ones reflect your personalities?
1 o'clock tomorrow, Baroness. I've never been anywhere near a fucking gig or a festival at 1 o'clock in the afternoon on the day we're playing, but I'll be here with bells and whistles on to see Baroness. They played with us in Australia 2 years ago, and they have a new record coming out very soon, and that record is fucking awesome, and I'll be here. And I'm psyched to see the Arctic Monkeys, which I'm a huge fan of. I'm psyched to see you know, a band called the Hot Snakes from Southern California, which I've loved for years, so lots of stuff for me.
Yeah, I'm really into seeing Gary Clark Jr. I think he's a really great guitar player. Pretty unusual sounding. I've never seen him before, so this is my moment to see him, because I never get to see anyone really. And I'm really excited about Cage the Elephant, Ghost. We're just like a really, really great metal band from Sweden. We're big fans of. And so yeah, it should be good.
Well, if I don't say suicidal tendencies, I'll get my ass kicked.
Mike Muir will track you down, bro.
Yeah, that you don't want. But I mean, there's so many great bands on this. You know, obviously ranging from Suicidal to Torch to, you know, even, I mean, bands like Arctic Monkeys and just such a variety and such a great mix. You know, you don't get that very often around these parts. So I'm happy to actually discover some new bands. Some of the bands that I'm not so familiar with, I'd like to check them out and see what's going on out there. Educate myself a little bit.
Yeah, same here. I've done some homework on checking up on all the bands that have, you know, been put on the bill. And I want to see them all. I want to see every one of them and see what they have to offer. You know, for me, listening to an album is great, puts you in a mood, takes you somewhere, does that stuff. But seeing a band live is kind of, you know, for me, I think as always wanting to be someone closer to the crowd, closer to the listener, live is where that really, really happens. So some bands can pull it off live and some can't, and it's not the mark of a good band, but I love seeing a band live and what they do with their listener.
We've got time for maybe one, maybe two more questions. So
this question is directed at Robert and Kirk. I know you guys are familiar with how stoked the surf community is that you guys surf, and so I'd like to know, based on your photos surfing at Pipe, Kirk, this goes to both of you. What is the one song, we'll say Suicidal Tendencies and Metallica, the entire catalogs, what is the one song you guys would play to get you ready to sack up and psych up to surf maybe a second reef pipe?
Well, of our own songs?
Yeah, it could be, yeah, it has to be within Metallica or Suicidal Tendencies.
That's a good question.
Well, for me, I guess with Suicidal would be, there was a song called Surf and Slam back in the day, but I would say a song like Possessed Escape or something would get me fired up. And then Suicide's in Redemption, for me, I think is a really great song for paddling out and, tackling a beast like pipe.
Ride the Lightning always gets me psyched for just about anything physical like that. It's not a super fast song, but it just has that feel that I want to be feeling right when I'm about to paddle into a hairy wave or something. That feeling of impending doom is something that I sometimes feel when I'm paddling out and I look behind me and there's this big wave coming. I'm like, oh crap, I better paddle.
Wave?
The truth is that I'm sure, like with anything, people that ski or snowboard, so often you think music. There's a song that day that kind of sticks with you, and that'll be your groove for that session.
But there is one song that just obsessively comes into my mind every time I'm paddling out, and it's not even a heavy metal song. It's a Bob Marley song called Soul Rebel, and I don't know why, but it always pops into my head when I'm in the water paddling. It's one of those things.
I know why it pops into your head.
2 more questions. Fire away, my good man.
Kirk, Roberto, and James, thank you so much on behalf of all metalheads, all music fans from all over the world. I was there celebrating with so many in December in San Francisco and now here. Just what you do for us fans is amazing, and it just touches all of our souls. I have a quick question. A lot of talk around nowadays about rock being dead and people talking about it, that it's not alive anymore. I think it's my life for one. But for you guys to do this and what you guys do, you can answer to everybody how you feel the state of rock is doing in 2012.
Yeah. You're here, it's alive, all right? It's in your heart, it's in our hearts. How can it die? It'll never die. You don't retire from this. I mean, you live it like you do. We're grateful to you, brother.
Totally. And as long as there's the metal, serious metal station.
It's, it dying and popularity are 2 different things, If it's not popular, fine. I kind of like it that way, I love being the underdog. I love being the thing that's not liked. I love to build it up again. That's like, it's part of the mission in life for me.
It seems like heavy metal in particular goes through its phases, like James said. I mean, it'll go underground and it'll just simmer there until something happens that brings it back up above ground, and it's the mainstream. And it occupies the mainstream for a while till people just get oversaturated, and then it goes back underground. I mean, I've seen that happen at least 3 or 4 times over the course of our own career, with us and other bands. I mean, it's cyclical.
It's a healthy thing, too.
Yeah, totally.
It's maybe saying that there's too many bands out there, and some have to die off.
Like
so
lemmings.
the strong survive, that's just my theory.
Like lemmings, just jumping off the cliff.
Our final question.
Don't follow me, all right, please.
There are too many bands out there. Some of them have to die off. Quote James Hetfield.
So you, sir, with the
in a
fine
good
t-shirt.
way.
In a good way. In a good way, yeah.
John Udis from local Bozo. I got a 2-part question. So we got Ride the Lightning and the Black Album out of the way, but I'm a Jew and my math should be right. We got 20 other songs left for a set list probably. So can we expect anything else rare or unplayable? And then what songs don't you like playing live?
I tell you, do you have any requests? We haven't put the rest of the set list together, so... Say that again? In its entirety, of course.
Rob will play that on solo on stage because he's the only one who knows it all the way through.
He'll do it too.
Yeah, don't tempt me.
We're just trying to find the right balances, man. It's usually figured out about 5 minutes before we go on stage, sometimes 10, if the crew are lucky. You know, it's there's lots of songs, and we try to find the right balance between when we sort of rolled through whatever particular town last time, and you know, we always want every Metallica experience to be different. Obviously, since we're a pretty active band, we don't sort of disappear for 5 years at a time. You know, we have lots of different songs that we like to play and always vary it as much as possible. So I'm sure the next couple days, the rest of the songs that are not on those 2 records will hopefully be the right balance between a few hits, near hits, and a few deeper album tracks that we haven't played around here for a while.
I have to say, for me, I'm really excited because songs like Call It Cthulhu or Struggle Within, you know, Don't Tread on Me, these are songs that when I first joined the band, I thought it'd be great to play them, and we never really got to it. And it took an outing like this to play them. So you'll hear some, you know, actually first time on this soil, so it's pretty exciting.
Thanks. Well, thanks very much indeed. Thank you guys. Thanks for the hard work. Thanks for putting it in. I think everyone's going to enjoy the hard work.
Thanks for
Metallica
putting it in.
C3. Thank you very much for attending. It is my pleasure to announce there are golf carts to take you wherever you need to be next.
Golfing.
Yeah,
Golfing.
That's what we forgot.
So
follow that line.
thanks very much and have fun.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Yeah.